All right, welcome to Illinois. Welcome to the Illinois toll road. We are on our first toll plaza. You guys are gonna have to help me count this. Hello. Oh, I thought it was a 10. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Boy, I thought I gave her two $10 bills. Instead, I gave her $30. Man, that would have hurt. I thought I only had $25 today. All right, once again, today it is April 19, 2017. Local time is 3:36. I have readjusted our GPS by way of Indianapolis. It is now 796 miles. So that was the first toll booth. I can't remember, I just really can't remember how many toll booths we got to go through here on 94 and 294. Welcome to Gurnee, Illinois. Smokies, that's a beautiful truck. Come on, four-wheeler. Go for it, man. Come on. Come on. Go for it. Go for it. Thank you very much. Hey, Carlos, you're on the air.
Hey, Johnny. Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
How's little Noah doing?
Well, not too good. Actually, is the latest and greatest is that he had actually 2 or 3 seizures yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, and so they have the breathing tube in him, and then he had a couple seizures, and so that was one of the reasons why they did the blood transfusion, and then they now started to monitor, the little organs, his liver and kidneys and things, because from what we've been told, he has not tried to use the bathroom or anything, make pee, if you will. So they're having to monitor that, and then they're now looking to monitor brain activity, and they have a little line in him for feeding and things like that. So I don't know, man. I really don't know what to think or say at this point, but just, man, it's tough. It's just a whole lot here for a grown-up to go through, but he's just a little infant, I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah. Eesh. Can't imagine.
Yeah. So what we did here, though, Johnny, is that these problems and issues and complications and everything all stem from something called, and I'm probably not saying it right, but Marconi aspiration, Marconi aspiration. And what that essentially means is, while he was in the womb, he pooped, and he was breathing in literally his own waste, right? And normally that's not an issue. If you Google that, that's not an issue. That's actually pretty common. But what they don't know is literally how long he was doing that, because when he came out, there was some in his hair, I guess, and the cord itself, and that usually means that it went through quite a while, and he was breathing it in for quite a while, and that stuff can be pretty harmful to the baby for long periods of time. It can hurt his breathing, and the other complications are almost textbook to what he's going through right now. So it's pretty sure, Johnny, that that's the reason why all this is coming about.
I see. So
yeah.
That's pretty common then, but that's not. It's pretty common for a late term, almost to the birthing process or the last month. And that's pretty common for babies to poop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really?
So there were some things that she had gotten or whatnot, like pamphlets and things, and then you can call me the Google master, and I Google everything I don't know, and that's a lot because I don't know anything, obviously. But when you Google it, I mean, man, there's thousands of links and vlogs, and there's hospital websites and WebMD. I mean, all this, pretty much say, the same thing, that this is a, pretty common occurrence, and that can happen to newborns, preemies, overdue kids. It's just that, pretty much the baby is ready, so he starts to move more, and he's getting more cramped, or, he's just ready to overall just be born, and he starts to have these little bowel movements. And when they're this small, they don't have regular bowel movements, obviously, but just that like very thick black stuff, that's like a tar almost, and and that can cause like blockages to airways and things like that, because it's so thick. And while it's still in there, it has to go through the cord, obviously, and he's breathing it in and through the fluid, and so it's a mess, Johnny, but it completely makes sense. It's great that we have a name to it. We know what it is. It's not like a rare thing, but I mean, man, we need a break here. We really need a break.
Yeah.
So that's the latest and greatest, my friend.
Wow. That's heartbreaking, man.
Yeah. So mom has been there now for 2 whole days. She only leaves to shower, really, and that's hard for her as well, because she had her own complications, the stitches and all that stuff from the birth. So then she needs a ride, and she's not able to drive per the doctor's orders. And it's like, man, one thing after another.
Yeah.
But we will get through it. We have to. It'll be all good.
Yeah. I don't know, Carlos. You know me. I right now I'm speechless. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, this is just one of those things, Johnny, where there's no rhyme or reason. There's no, fault with anyone or anything. I mean, trust me, the doctors that are, surrounding him, I mean, literally this team of staff, I mean, man, you should see this place. It's like a space station, right? All these gadgets and, and all that. And I mean, he's getting the greatest care possible. I mean, UC Davis is a world-renowned school, here in California, and their medical, their critical care units are like well known around here. So, I mean, from a medical standpoint, Dr. Tan's, I mean, he's got the greatest care possible. But ultimately, he is in the hands of God right now, and that's the ultimate surgeon. So we're going to have to see what he wants to do. And Johnny, this is all on his time, not ours. So we just have to wait and see.
And the hardest part sometimes for us to fathom is everything that he does it for his own pleasure. And not to say he enjoys watching anyone suffer, but he has his purpose, and we don't understand that sometimes. But someday we will.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And so while you have me on, Johnny, I mean, just real quick, I just really want to thank the entire JBG community for their hopes, their prayers, and all the well wishes and all their comments and stuff. I mean, man, some of these comments I'm reading just, brings a little tear to my eye, and I read them over, to my wife, and then, she starts crying and stuff, so we just want to thank every one of you, and you guys know who you are, for everything that you're saying and doing for us. I mean, the thought, and it's just amazing. And this is just, again, the whole reason we're here with all the support, Johnny, is because of, you know, the idea and the glory and what we're doing with it and what you're doing with the channel. I mean, that's what we're here for, man, and it's all good. So thank you as well, Johnny, for being the host with the most. So
any way that anybody can reach out to the mom directly, email, Facebook?
You know what, Johnny? Great question. She has a Facebook. Let me maybe ask the question first before, because I know the JBG community, once they get their mind made up about something, they're going to flood Facebook and email and stuff like that. So, you know what? Great point, great idea. Let me just, you know, ask mom the question. I mean, she's pretty devastated right now, so she's not really even thinking properly at times, but when she has a clear moment to think, I've got no problem to ask that question. Absolutely. That'd be fantastic. That would be a fantastic thing.
May I suggest that she joins a JBG Travel channel, and JBG Friends and the group? That way, you know, people could just post it there. You know?
Yeah, sounds good. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll share that with her, of course.
Yeah, just let her join the JBG Travels and Friends, and that way people can just right over there. So let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
You bet, man. Great idea, Johnny. Thanks for that.
All right, Carlos, you take care, man, and we'll be praying for little Noah and for the mom and you guys, the whole family. So just
all right, man. Well, I appreciate it, Johnny. Thank you so much for calling, and you know, I will keep you posted with anything else that comes up.
all right, Carlos, take care, brother.
All right, man. You too. See you, Johnny.
Yeah, bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Wow. I can't begin to imagine what the mom is going through right now, and the dad. Hey, Bob.
Hey, how you doing, John?
Good. You're on YouTube. Is that okay?
Sure.
Hey, everybody. Johnny B. Good here. You'll never guess who's on the air. My good friend, our good friend, Tucker Who. So you're in Hebron right now, Indiana?
Yeah, I'm at the Flying J, and I'm shut down here for the evening.
When did you get there?
Actually, I've been here since about 3 o'clock
3 o'clock a.m. or p.m.?
p.m.
p.m. Oh, so you just got there an hour ago then?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm thinking Eastern time because I wear a watch, and I live in the Eastern time zone, so I kind of base everything off the Eastern. But yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah. I was watching your videos, and I seen this morning. I guess I was just about an hour behind you because I left Indianapolis. I think it was about an hour behind you because I left at 1:30 Eastern, so I would have been leaving Indianapolis at 12:30. And did you go through it around 11:30? Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I figured. When you said you were reloading out of Burlington and then headed for Virginia, I figured you may swing down this way, but wasn't sure how long it would take you to get loaded and if you would be down this way or not.
Yeah, believe it or not, it only took them 25 minutes to get me loaded up in Burlington.
Wow.
I picked up in a place called Veterans, I think it is. Veterans Trucking.
Oh, okay. Huh. All right. Yeah, that's pretty good. 25 minutes, huh?
Yeah, I have. Just right on time to do my 30-minute break.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
So where are you headed for?
I'm leaving here in the morning to go to Lawrenceville, Tennessee.
Lawrenceville, Tennessee. That's about somewhere in Nashville, right?
Yeah, south of Nashville, I guess. An hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah. So Bob, how's it been for, how long you been trucking now with Millis?
Just 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Was it kind of different for, doing dump truck?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's more relaxing. I don't want to say it's easier, meaning like it's doesn't have great responsibility, but it's
yeah, you drive your 11 and you're done for the rest of the day, right?
Yeah, like the dump truck, you're going in and out of all these job sites, and you're always worrying about if you're going to get stuck or if you're going to lay the truck over, and the truck itself just beats you up, and I was actually driving more hours and more miles doing that than I am this, and this is sometimes a little bit too laid back for me, but kind of get used to it. And
so how's the aspect of being away from the house and the family? Has that kind of deterred you a little bit, or?
Like I said, I've been following you since you started YouTube videos, and there's a lot of key things that you said that it always kind of, I'm always reminded by it. And you once said something about that, when you're out here in the very beginning, even as a 45-year-old guy, there's times in the beginning, I wanted to go into sleeper and just cry like a little baby. But
exactly, multiply that when you were a young man, like I was. I felt like I was the most crybaby in the world. I said, what is wrong with me? I'm 23 years old and I miss my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like you I mean, depending upon how you grow up and that, but you don't know what it's like to be alone and so disconnected from people until you're actually doing it. But it is kind of one of those things, you know, like you've said it many a times. The longer you're out here doing it, you'll either accept it because you need a job and you don't want to go back and do something else, and so you kind of get used to it, but you never, you know, to me it seems like each day. I mean, if somebody, if I won a lottery or something like that there, and I could just ride my motorcycle all during the day and watch TV at night, I could probably do that, but until that happens, which I doubt, you know, this is what I'll do.
But you know, Bob, it's the struggle of life. The purpose,
Yeah.
the purpose of life is the one that rewards us the most. You know,
Yeah,
a man without a purpose is probably the most miserable person on the planet.
true.
You know,
Yeah, I think being out here has actually, you know, I'm very close with my family and whatnot, but I kind of fell into that typical every day I was coming home from a hard day's work, and you still had to deal with the stuff around the house, and you do kind of take for granted just people around you. When I was local, I didn't want to go nowhere. I mean, during the week, I didn't want to go to the stores. I didn't want to go nowhere because I always felt like a firefighter. I'd come home, eat, and then I'd just sit there and go to bed, you know, and to go to work. And I wasn't like miserable or anything, but now that I'm out here and I'm away from home,
you appreciate things more.
oh yeah. And I mean, now when my wife says, "Hey, we're going to a party," it's like I'm the first one in the car, and I want to go see people, and and it kind of gets a little addicting to where, I mean, I could easily go back to local and kind of do that, but I almost kind of like the idea of somewhat like missing people in some sense, because then when I do go home, I really, even some friends that we used to talk about certain things, I don't really engage in too much. I just kind of want to enjoy myself, have a good time, and leave a lot of the, you know, gripes and moans about everyday life for another day or something. So, because yeah, it's just you don't have the time you do with these people, and you don't want to waste it on.
Here's going to be a surprise for you, Bob.
What's that?
All right. Not in a future distance, you're going to want to quit your job over the road and go back to local driving, and then you're going to find out you're going to miss the over the road stuff, and you're going to go back to being on the long haul. Everybody
You
does
mean-
that.
You're saying you would think I would go back to local, going home every night, and now we won't come back out?
No, I'm saying that not in the you know, too far in the distance in the future, you're gonna want to go home and do, you know, your local stuff, but you're gonna
Okay.
find out that you actually enjoy being on the road more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know what my options are to go back local to be able to make the kind of money that I'm making out here. But I mean, I was doing really good with dump trucking, but I don't want to go back to that. I do enjoy driving tractor trailer. I kind of like where you go. To be honest, it's sometimes nice knowing it. By 1 o'clock, you're back into a place, and they say, "Well, it's going to be a couple hours," and you're like, "Okay, well, I'm going to go watch TV." And it has some benefits
Sure.
as far as, you know, relaxing and that, but
And the longer you stay with this, the more you're going to be addicted to it, and the more you hate it, the more you're going to depend on it. It's
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've said that, so I've always kind of definitely understood that. And I think about, like, if I went local, and that's why I waited to do it now, because I was so wishy-washy early on for so many years, and I'm glad I waited, but I don't see myself going back local just because I've done it, I experienced it, and
well, that's true. I didn't, so, you know.
yeah. But
Was there anything in trucking aspect that I did not cover that
you know what, John? And I probably shouldn't be the one to really say it because I'm very biased because, like I said, I've watched your videos since day one. And, I mean, sometimes my wife, before I come over the road, but she never said nothing. She understood that I kind of had a passion for this. And nobody at the time, and nobody still, really showed trucking to its truest form as you did. I mean, everything about it. I mean, everybody's kind of, even like mine. I mean, I'm not doing nothing, I'm, just nothing unique over anybody else. And I don't even cover nowhere near what you did. I mean, not only did we see everything from like all the tutorials, how to do this, how to do that, we saw like all of the good things that kind of, you showed, like going out west to places, meeting up with people, and but then also the downside of having to sit around, dealing with the downside of the trucking breakdowns. I mean, anybody like talks about getting into trucking and watching, I always tell them you got to check out JBG Travels, and I mean, because you covered it all. I mean, they're just, most people kind of, they'll start off and they're on pace to kind of do something like what you do, but they never can do it as long as you've done it. And nobody truthfully carries the attitude that you have. I mean, you've got such a, even to this day, you've just got such an attitude that, it's always such a good attitude that, I'm sure, like anything else, we all have our bad days, but you're just not like one that, you're not one that really changes from who you are. You just got like a very good attitude towards, every day, whether it's ups or downs, it's thrown at you. And,
I just get quiet, don't I?
Yeah. But, we're all normal out there, but, and, there's things that happen out here that you could easily take the low road of showing frustrations and cursing and that, but you're just, I know you're not like that type of person, but you do see enough of some of the downside to know that it's not all, it's not just all, peaches and cream out here, but you do it in such a way that anybody could watch your channel, and that's the great thing. Kids, anybody.
So pretty much when you got into the over the road, you pretty much knew what to expect because I covered it all, or was there something that I missed?
No, I've been actually following the over the road industry well before I even stumbled upon your videos. And at the time, I was watching videos of how to drive a trailer, or even somebody driving down the road. But it wasn't until my brother, he kept on to me. He kept saying, "Hey, man," and we're both kind of into trucking, but he never went over the road. He's just a local driver. He's got a job with the city, so he ain't going nowhere. But he kept saying, "You got to check out this guy JBG Travels." And I kept putting it off because I've been already watching for so long of people doing everything. And I thought, well, there's nothing else for me to watch and learn. But it was almost like I know exactly where I was at the very time when I pushed that play on the first button. Because when I do follow something, I like to watch it from the beginning. And that's where your videos, I know I'm kind of getting off topic a little bit, but that's where your videos are kind of far better than everybody else's, because you're so consistent. Anybody, like, you give everybody what they want. Short videos, long videos, but you're always, where you're at, how your day's unfolded, and nobody does that. But that's what makes yours so interesting, because you can see, like, that's how you really learn about the trucking industry, like, through your videos, because you can see, like, well, in the mornings he did this, in the afternoon this, and in the evening he shut down here. So you get such a great scope of what the industry is like that nobody never either, or maybe think about it, or they just didn't capture it the way you do. And to this day, you're still doing it. You never really miss a beat on the time of the day, where you're going. And even as myself as a YouTuber, I just can't remember to do that. I always forget something. And I don't even have nowhere near the videos you do. And I always think to myself, how does he keep up with this? I mean, it just
Practice.
yeah,
9,000 videos probably.
Yeah. But no, you've covered everything. I mean, boy, they really, the trucking industry somehow should get a hold of you and say, hey, look, we're going to pay you a boatload of money. We want to take all your information and incorporate it into some sort of, to give to these trucking schools, to give to some, because I mean, you've covered everything. Well, I mean, I'm just saying that it's very scary looking into this industry, because it's not like an hourly job where you can say, well, at least I know I'm going to make this, and if it don't work out, I'll go here and there. But when you're chasing miles, or you're paid by somebody that's controlling where you go and how it all works, it's very nerve-wracking, and you're trying to get as much information out here as possible. And sometimes all you have to do is to rely on YouTube and what you see. But I mean, like I said, from day one, I mean, it's just been a blessing to watch your videos and just.
Well, thank you, Bob. It's good to know that what I've been doing has not been in vain, and I'm glad to know that somebody out there is appreciative.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I've been around trucks, but I never really dealt with trailers. But when I went to the school, like I said, I didn't have to be taught how to really drive. I just needed to, just get comfortable with the trailer. But when I went to school, I already knew how to drop a trailer the proper way. And here's what was kind of funny. When I went to the school, I thought, is the teacher going to teach us the textbook way, or are they going to teach us, I called it the Johnny B. Good way? And he taught it exactly the way you taught it. To not drop the trailer too low, don't drop it too high, let the truck lift up the trailer. The only thing he did is he taught us a different, there was like a step method of disconnecting your lines, dropping the landing gear, but they were doing it for kind of like a safety thing. But he'd even say like, when you get out there, you're going to like kind of find a routine that works best for you. But he did emphasize dropping the trailer exactly the way you were showing us to do it, so that you don't, because I've done that where if I've dropped a trailer too low or too high, and you're trying to crank this 43,000 pound load, and you go from driving all day to have to crank one of these trailers up or down, and whew.
I know, man.
It's gonna be a lot of work.
Well, enough about me. How about you?
Nothing. I mean, just I mean, I'm enjoying this. I'm glad I did it. I mean, there's times where I'll tell my wife, I think sometimes I enjoy watching John's videos than actually doing it, because I still watch your videos, and I mean, I can't keep up with them the way I used to. But I follow them enough to know what's going on and whatnot. But yeah, sometimes what you see in a video, but when you do something, it's like, wow, it's like you got to enjoy watching your video, because you could pretty much live through you. But then, when the video ended, you could get up and just, go get a bite to eat, within a couple feet. You could go to the bathroom or this or that. But when you're out here doing this job, it's a little bit different than watching it through a video. But,
so, final question: any regret going over the road at all?
No, because it was something I've always wanted to do, and if it was something that I didn't like, I was welcome back at my job. I could have went back driving dump truck, and I was never one for afraid of trying something. I mean, I get very nervous. I'm very hesitant on making changes, because you get comfortable with something, and you're wanting to make changes for reasons that you think are better for you, but you're always thinking, boy, there's going to be something that's going to happen that maybe, I may make a bad decision. And
Yeah, especially like me, I was with Well for 13, 14 years, and boy,
yeah,
that was the hardest thing that I ever had to make a decision of. Leaving.
yeah, right, yeah. Especially when you have a family, because you're thinking about them, and
But,
just even the comfortability. Once even like here, I mean, I've been here a year now, but you kind of know the layout of the company and know where you're going. You know where a lot of the customers are, so you just get very, very comfortable. And sometimes you're afraid to give that up, but I've never, like I said, I've always willing to try something. I'm not one for job hopping and bouncing around, but I do know in the trucking industry, to get your start, you got to go somewhere, and then you try to dial it in for what you want. You learn quickly out here what will work best. If you're going to stay out here driving over the road, you kind of figure out what it is you want to do and how you want to do it as much as you can. I mean, you can't have it all. You can, short try, I guess.
yeah. Well, I will be, I think my ETA there is about an hour and a half, depending on the traffic. I'm on the west side, just south of O'Hare Airport.
Oh, okay.
So-
So you're coming right through the thick of it.
Yeah. So I'll give you a call as soon as I get to the Flying J.
Yeah, sounds good, John.
All right, thanks, Bob. Take
All right,
care.
yep.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, that was Trucker Bob. Trucker who? Many of you may not know, I've actually met Bob, I would have to say, close to 3 years now, I think. He met me and his wife, him and his wife met me at the Petro in Girard, Ohio. Oh boy. I gotta get out of this lane. So that was the second toll booth, right? Boy, this is gonna be a while, a long, long time. speed over. There you go. Flash, flash, flash. No flash, flash? Really? Oh, I'm so disappointed. I think I better start getting over. Gotta go to the manual toll booth. My. Well, I suppose the manual toll has its advantage sometimes, right? Hello. How much?
40?
640?
Have a good one.
Salamat. Oo. So Richard Koopman, you wanted a very long video? You got it. Camera battery is almost dead. I was hoping to make it all the way down to Gary, Indiana with it. Oh boy. You know what? That Service Plaza is looking real good right now. By the way, the time here is 4:44. Don't tell me the traffic on the northbound side is the one causing this. Oh boy. It sure is. Yeah. How stupid is that? How stupid is that? Unexcusable. Well, I guess I better just keep on going. There's just no reason for this. They're not blocking traffic. So guess what, everybody? I'm down to, let's see, 5, 6, 7, down to $8. I only now have $8 to my name. And I know I got one more toll booth to go, so I don't know. Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
For a minute there, I thought you were Halle Berry.
Oh my goodness, you're the second person that said that.
Really?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. People say I look like her. It's the hair.
You're prettier because you're in person.
Thank you.
She said I was the second one to make that comment. So let's see, I got $2. There ain't no way I'm gonna have enough. I might just have enough with all my coins. Yeah, I think I got enough. Yeah, I got enough. Which leads me to what, 50 cents. I wish my boss would get me a new Easy Pass. This camera can shut off at any time. Battery's almost gone. Yeah, I heard about this football player for the Patriots. Hernandez, I think it is. Convicted to life in prison for shooting a couple of people, or one, just because somebody spilled the drink on him. What a waste. And and then commits suicide. Imagine, if you will, people commit suicide because they can't take the pressure in this lifetime. But the Bible says the pressure of the life to come is far greater than anything we can imagine. The torment. I can't fully understand and fathom what the reaction is. What regret they would have and say, boy, I should have stayed there. I wonder if sane people that commit suicide, there are insane people that commit suicide, they don't know any better. You gotta wonder what those sane people are thinking when they commit suicide. Are they thinking it's lights out after death? Or they just don't care? Or